when he bites me. He bites me in my vagina. When I'm walking and he sees other dog, he right away, he jump on my vagina because he gets so crazy. He doesn't know who I am.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 billion.
Get off my ass, you wee bitty fuck. If I pull out the claymore, your shit out of luck. Who's that girl, that pretty young thing? After I fuck her, she'll get up and sing. Sharpen your boots, I'll plunge in your eye. The blarney stone brings a tear to my eye. Down to the pub for a 2-shilling ale. The bread on the counter is going stale. If I don't get some fresh bread soon, go punch in your face on dark at the moon. Sharpen your boot, I'll bludgeon your eye. The blarney stone brings a tear to my eye.
Seen a man have sex with a chicken? What the hell do I give a shit about a man who has sex with a chicken? What the hell do I give a shit about it? It's none of my business. Oh!
Hello everyone, welcome to KDK's Lunatic Fringe. It is me, the one and only KDK. I will be your host for tonight's program. It's going to be a very strange program tonight because I think a lot of our normal listeners and people that submit phone numbers may be out partying it up tonight because it is, after all, St. Patrick's Day. Which, as we all know, is just an excuse to go out and get shit-faced. So, tonight, I'll be searching my hard drive to find prank calls and music about getting drunk and being Irish and things of that nature as a contingency plan in case nobody ever sends me any numbers. But, if you are listening and you would like to contribute numbers for people whom you would like me to call tonight, you can contact me on the AIM, at KDK Pranks, KDKPRANKS, on AIM, or you can visit my chat room at kdkprankcalls.com. And click on the link for the chat room, join us in there, double-click on me, KDK, and you can send me your names, numbers, or ideas for people whom you would like me to call tonight, and we'll see what we can do. If anybody does show up, maybe everybody's out drinking, maybe everybody will show up after the bars close, and then they'll be drunk and looking forward to prank calls, so I'll hang in there for as long as I can, because I figure being here, at least it keeps me behaving, you know? If I'm out at a bar, I spend a lot of money on drinks, and then I have to worry about how am I going to get home, and I don't like going with other people to bars because, you know, if I want to leave early, I'm at their whim and I have to wait until they're ready to leave. I don't like going to a bar with someone else because I like to be able to go whenever I want, or stay late if I want, and, you know, I may be an irresponsible fuck, but one thing I will never do is drunk drive, so I learned my lesson. When I was maybe 20, I probably had just turned 21, I got my first DUI because I was drunk driving home, and I was weaving in and out of traffic, and, you know, I really should not have been driving, and could have killed myself or someone else, and so I learned my lesson there. I didn't get convicted. Here's a little thing you might not realize. Especially back then, before like every cop car had like a surveillance cameras in it. If you refused to take a breathalyzer test, or you refused to do their like I don't know what do they call them, sobriety tests. If you refuse to do all of that, they will automatically suspend your license for 6 months. But they have no evidence to convict you of drunk driving. So I got off on the drunk driving. That's not on my record. I didn't get caught in that, but my license was suspended for 6 months because of refusing the test. And the answer was simple enough. I just rented a room from a friend of mine that I was working with at the time, and made it so that I lived maybe like a half a mile from work, and just hoped and prayed for 6 months that I wouldn't get pulled over, because I think if you get pulled over on a suspended license, I think that's like automatic jail time. I could have wound up in jail. But I took my chances, and I won. Yay. So, if there is anybody listening, like I said, send me your names, numbers, and ideas coming in. Looks like there are a couple of people listening. And the Shoutcast numbers are going up very slowly. So, maybe people will turn out tonight to enjoy a live program. I was going to take tonight off and just go out to a bar, but like I said, if I stay home and drink instead, then, number one, it's cheaper, and number two, I can drink. If I go out to a bar, I can't really drink because I have to drive home. I can have like maybe like 2 beers and then I have to wait like 2 hours before I drive home, so I'm not legally drunk because I don't know where they come up with their numbers, but they say that if you have like 2 beers within an hour that you're legally drunk, and that's bullshit because I could drink a 6-pack and still be safe drive, but I'm not taking no chances. Anyway, I'm gonna pause here and wait for names, numbers, and ideas to come in for me to get the prank calls underway. And let's see. I scoured my hard drive looking for music from Irish bands and songs about drinking and stuff like that. So here you go. Here's a song from Dropkick Murphys, an Irish band, and the song is called Good Rats. It's a short one, so I'll be back very shortly.
Cut on shorty, yeah, they're always on the run. But rush, you're like the good Lord, just for you and me.
And I'm back, and that was Dropkick Murphys with all the good rats. Good rats. Let's see what people are saying in the chat room. Tabachi is saying, oh shit, I haven't sent Katie Gay's last week's show. Just remember that. Okay, well, if you can send it now, at some point during the program, I'll go through and see if we can't play whatever edited pranks we have from last week. I remember No Bullshit was complaining that the show didn't go very well, but I do remember at least 2 or 3 funny pranks where I was accusing people of being hoarders and having, for some reason, I was able to accuse people of hoarding bags of shit, but every time I talked about jugs of piss, that just cracked me up. Twice, I think, I ruined a prank call. Well, I didn't ruin a prank call, but I busted up laughing during a prank call because I said jugs of piss. And for some reason, that just makes me smile. Anyway, Lonesome Loser is here, which is good. Yay, Lonesome Loser is here. And he's sending me, phone numbers for an old woman, another old woman, another old woman, an old guy, a guy, an old guy, an old woman, an old woman, an old guy. See, I don't even need to say the names anymore because the names are irrelevant. All we really care about is what kind of person, what kind of victim they are going to be. Another old woman, lots of old women tonight, a regular woman, and another woman. So there you go. That's enough to do a show, hopefully, probably. What is going to be my premise tonight? It's too easy for me to call people and just proclaim that they're after me Lucky Charms. Maybe I can say, they be wanting my big shillelagh. I don't know how to do an Irish voice, but maybe if I do an impression of Sheogorath from the Elder Scrolls games, because he's Irish, right? I wish I had some quotes from Sheogorath and I would just say them. Because Sheogorath is a Daedric prince of, like, insanity or something. Dementia. So he always says, like, insane, ridiculous things. Can anybody find a link to, like, Sheogorath quotes? That'd be funny. I'll call people up as Sheogorath. I can't do an Irish accent. Sometimes if I hear someone do it, I can mimic it for a little while before it goes away. But, you know, that's an accent I never really learned, because I don't think I ever really knew anybody Irish, or someone that had a strong Irish accent in my life. Maybe it's Scottish. That's close enough, right? I'd like to go to Scotland. I'd like to wear a kilt. I'd like to show off my 2 legs and do just what will. Anyway, we'll come up with something. Any of you guys have any ideas? Like St. Patrick's Day appropriate things that we could do? I can accuse people of vomiting, spewing green vomit on my porch. The accusatory call. Those are always fun. Fun. In the meantime, I did scour my hard drive for the word drunk, and I found some interesting things, because I have so much shit on my hard drive, it's hard to, like, remember shit. There's so much shit there. So I found a really, really old one from myself where I called up. We were doing random calls, and I was doing the Joe voice, which back that early may not have been called Joe Rosenthal, because back then it was just like my exaggerated imitation of Kevin's mom. So I called up a random number, and I got some drunk guy so drunk that I couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Hello. How long ago did you Hello, my name is Linda Coombs. I'm calling for Kevin. Is he there? Hello.
Joe?
How are you this evening? My name is Jill Rosenthal. How are you?
Should I stay here?
You sound like a dear man. How are you this evening?
Is everybody happy?
Well, wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Hello. But we're looking for Kevin. Have you seen him?
So they can do it now.
Kevin Coombs. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Hello.
Everybody's friends there.
I saw him at the bar, and he gave me this number because he wanted me to call him to hook up for sexy dough.
Yeah.
Hello.
So let's go, huh?
Are you even speaking English?
Yeah.
You speaking English?
You gonna behave from now on?
I must be retarded because I can't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah.
Hello.
You have to stay there.
Excuse me?
Alright.
Hello.
Yeah, be on.
Can you put Kevin on the phone, please?
There's John.
John?
Yeah.
How are you?
Who is you looking for?
Have you been there?
Who?
Have you been there? I haven't seen you in so long. How long has it been? Years and years, hasn't it?
Your first name, how do you do it?
My name is Jill Rosenthal.
Huh?
You remember me from high school?
Yeah.
You remember we were in freshman class together?
Yeah.
I recently suffered a problem with the lung cancer, and that affects my voice somewhat, but...
So you know what my name is now?
I just told you your name. I remember you like it was yesterday. Don't you remember me?
Is what?
Have you been drinking?
I think so.
You've been drinking?
I haven't.
No.
Have you?
No, I haven't drank for 27 years. I'm very proud. I have my medal. Thank you. You know?
Alright.
Hello.
Alright.
But
yeah, okay.
Wait. Is Kevin there?
Okay, be good.
No.
Yeah, bye.
You sound very sexy. I would like to meet you sometime. Me too. I want to hook up with you. I want to suck your balls, and I want to make you shoot a big load. Hello.
And there's Kevin coming in at the end, like he always did, turning everything gay, like he always did. And people, you can hear in those old tapes, like people like chattering in the background, and people don't know when to shut the fuck up when we're doing prank calls. But there you go. That's how KDK started, like drunken orgy parties, where there's like tons of people here getting drunk and carousing and making prank calls and acting stupid. Before I get into the prank calls, I'm going to share with you another drunk prank call. This one is from Prank Call Radio. It's DJ Food Stamp with "I'm drunk, come get me." It's a short. It's only a minute and a quarter.
Hey, Fred. Hey, man, I need a ride. Hey, look, man, cops are after. I get back to camp. I'm on force. I'm at Charlie's.
Charlie Eastside?
Yeah, inside. Fuck, dude. Oh, man, this party night, man. Oh, my God. Is this Mike?
Yeah. On the bed?
Hey.
Hold on.
Who's driving?
Okay, man.
Hey, what's
You're
up, dude?
Charlie's Eastside?
Yeah, man. Dude, I was fucking back in this alley, man, on top of 7-year-old, just hitting that shit. The fucking cop walked by, dude. You wouldn't have fucking believed it. I mean, not literally, but seriously, it was bad. Oh, my God, dude, good shit. Tweaking. Fuck, drank rubbing alcohol. I'm drunk, so I know you gotta give me a ride by law.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm a law student.
Well, that's nice, but you should study up a little bit harder.
Look, I got all 8, man. What are you talking about? By law, if I'm drinking, you gotta take me to the dorms, bro.
No.
Hey, I got this girl, dude. She come with me? Hey, man, they're fucking coming at me. I gotta go. Hurry, come here.
That night, I could ever see my street in this town. And after that, I took another round. I was trying to get wasted in this bar at the station. I thought I could drink myself away. I was wrong, and I acted like a stupid kid. And I know I haven't changed. I tried to be brave, but I wasn't okay. I wasn't okay, not at all. I kept it on the side and began to fall. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. It's getting harder all the time to get up in the morning. You know I just try to survive. I gotta take over my mountain and build a new base. I'm gonna get stuck in the mud. I gotta get out. It's so empty here without you, and I'm scared that you're not coming back. My friends, I need you now, so I wouldn't feel so lonely. Lord, please give me something else to think about. Yeah. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Oh yeah. Once upon a time, there was a boy who wanted to fly. One day, he died trying. He said it was worth a try. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much I need to do. I gotta save the world, and you know the rules. Finally come back home. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how much
You know, one thing I noticed from my propensity to go and harass people online, I'm the only asshole out there that doesn't kick people when they sit there and make fun of me, like while I'm on the air. Case in point, No Bullshit says, during this crappy movie off, and he meant the word turn, but he's stupid like that, so. During this crappy music off, and let's get to some prank telephone call. Which would be enough for someone more insecure to ban you, but I enjoy it. Because, like they always say, the only criticism that ever makes you improve or get better is the negative criticism. It doesn't, well, it's nice to hear, but it doesn't really help you if people always say everything you do is wonderful, because then you wind up with the case of the Emperor's New Clothes, right? Where you think everything you do is wonderful, beautiful. Negro, don't start now. I'm so not in the mood for cats. You know, I wish I could lock the cats in the other room, but all they would do is, like, dig at the carpet under the door like they're trying to tunnel their way out and meow and cry and scream the whole while. Anyway, tonight's program is brought to us by Jameson Whiskey, because it is St. Patrick's Day, and Jameson is Irish whiskey, and it is absolutely disgusting. I don't know why I bought it. I could have just pretended it was something else. I didn't have to buy. I could have used beer and just acted and pretended like it was Jameson, but my stupid ass actually bought Jameson. No Bullshit says, I should be grateful that anyone shows up. We just want to hear some good funny calls. We want to mess with people on the telephone. Well, that's why you show up. I've had a lot of people tell me that they like it when I don't even do prank calls. When I used to do a program called Psychobabble, where I didn't do any prank calls. It was just me talking and telling stories on the air, and a lot of people told me that they want me to bring that show back because they liked it so much. So now what you get is a fanciful blend of both. Me telling stupid stories and talking to the cats, and then prank calls. Prank calls are like the icing on the cake. They're not the base. They're not like the angel. They're the icing. Right? That's the way I look at it. And besides, like I always say, No Bullshit, if you don't like it, you would stop listening. So you clearly do like it, because you're here every week, whining and complaining like a little 80-year-old bitch. But because I'm not insecure, you're still welcome here. And while I was just talking, I poured myself a shot of Jameson. My chaser tonight is Arizona Watermelon Drank. Some kind of funky watermelon supposed flavored drink. That'll be my chaser tonight, so let me do my first shot of the evening. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drink. Now I'm trying to ignore the cats because they're behind me and they're trying to cause commotion and get attention, but I'm not going to play into it this week. Normally I succumb, but not this week. Because it's warm outside tonight, so I'm in my underwear, and I don't want cats on my bare legs scratching me up. But let's see what people are saying tonight. Nunu chimes in. He says, call people from the National Innovations Association, telling people about a new modern marvel called the telephone. Explain to them what a telephone is, as if it's a new invention. Explain how, if they had one, they would be able to talk to people who are far away, and they don't even have to be in the same town. See if they would be interested in your invention, as you're considering putting it into production, if there is enough interest. I don't... See, Nunu always, tasks me with, these impossible prank calls. How would I possibly make that concept work? But so many times in the past, I've been able to, so I can't discount it. So thank you for your idea, Nunu. I'll see if I can't try that. Maybe I'll save it for UK wake-up calls. But in the meantime, I'm going to start calling up the old ladies. The first old lady on my list... the first old bag is Sarah McGee. Oh, she's Irish. McGee is an Irish name, is it not? Oh, and I forgot to open up my little program that I need to dial these mutt-face assholes. Oh, why am I getting a pop-up? Let me close out of here. I gotta log into a different name. I have 10 different Gmail accounts. And I was logged into one that I rarely ever use because I was applying for jobs. So you can't very well say KDK Pranks in your application. Otherwise, people are like, okay, this guy is a fucknut. Let's not hire him. Oh, look at this. I got spam from Blackout. Blackout must have been on Thursday because he spammed me. I got spam from indie filmmaker Sonny Fernandez, whoever the fuck that is. Facebook, Yelp, Blog TV. Oh, I love when I get Blog TV friend requests after I spend a night just harassing everybody on Blog TV. I know they're either an asshole trying to keep tabs on me, or someone cool trying to follow what I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. Who did I say I was calling? I forget just that quickly, and I'm not even drunk yet. Oh, Sarah McGee. That's right. Sarah McGee! Roll right off the tongue. Like green beer vomit.
Hello, we're not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Okay, couldn't hack that machine. That was obviously a machine, not voicemail, but yet I failed to hack it. Well, I did hack 2 machines last week. It still amazes me that people have, like, ancient answer machines that are so easily hackable. Still. Of course, we're dealing with old people, so old people always have, like, old, outdated technology. Like, after my parents died, I walked into their house, and, like, everything is, like, old and outdated and broken, and that's the way old people get, I guess. I hope I don't get that way. We're calling Gertrude. Oh, Gertie.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, love? This is Gertie.
I'm not able to come to the phone right now, but I'll call you back.
You're a tricky old bitch. Second failure in a row. What's going on? What's going on? While I'm here, let me check out my email. Somebody sent me a poem. I'm on colors. Purple is pretty. Green, you're talented. Orange, you're beautiful. Pink, you're neat or queer. Yellow, you're sweet. Black, you're nice. You have it all wrong. My favorite color is deep dark royal blue, which that means I'm kind. Aww, I'm a kind person. I don't know where this came from. Jared on Gmail. I don't know where I met that person. Let's see here. Let's delete this. Master Stigum has subscribed to me on YouTube. My insurance policy is up for renewal. Roy Gerbil, if you're listening, send the prank calls from last week. I'll play the funny hoarders calls from last week. What? Now you're getting loud. He says, I will not be ignored. I will not be denied. Can you hop on my lap without using toes? Come here. Jump up. Oh, that's the frustrated, angry meow. Come here. He won't jump up. He's again doing that thing where he just stands there and arches his back, waiting for me to pick him up and put him on my lap. So there you go. I picked him up and I put him on my lap. And he's purring like crazy. This is Sebastian, bud. You want to say hello? Say hi. If I lean in close, you can hear him purr. Good boy? You guys are so needy. They're not used to me coming home and like immediately going on the air. They're quiet until I start to talk. And then once they hear me talk, they're like, oh, it's talking time. Let's all meow in unison. And I always try to set them up before I do the show. The first thing I do when I come home after taking a shit, feed the cats, sift the cat box, make sure they have enough water, and then hope they leave me alone the rest of the night, which never seems to happen anyway. I'm going to pour myself shot number 2 here of this foul, horrible tasting Irish whiskey. Grab my chaser. 5. Hopefully everybody else out there, it's St. Patrick's Day, so hopefully you guys are all drinking as well. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drink. And no bullshit is whining again that I should call businesses. The reason why I don't like to call businesses is because number 1, it's too easy, and number 2, there's too much background noise, and I don't like being put on hold when I'm supposed to be doing live radio. And the cat just jumped down, making sure to dig a toe into my leg before he left. Thank you for that. Next person on my list is Mary Murphy. Mary Murphy. I'm gonna light a cigarette in honor of Mary Murphy.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? Is this Mary? Hello? Oh, Mary, how are you doing, dear? Now I recognize your voice. This is me, Jill Rosenthal. You know, the old lady with throat cancer. How are you doing, love? Mary, is John there?
Who is this?
This is Jill Rosenthal. I live right here in Minnesota. Belle Plaine.
In Belle Plaine, Minnesota?
Right.
Okay.
You probably know me from around town. I'm the old lady that the kids always make fun of because I have throat cancer.
Oh.
Well, I used to have throat cancer until they removed my trachea. That's why I sound this way, so I'm sorry for that. A lot of people are frightened by my voice sometimes, but this is the best I can do. Mary, is John there, please?
Yes, he is.
Okay, can I speak to him then?
Sure.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, John, dear? This is Mrs. Rosenthal.
Oh?
I'm the old lady with throat cancer.
Who are you?
I'm the old lady who overcame throat cancer. Throat cancer survivor.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Listen, the reason why I'm calling is I received several bizarre calls earlier tonight from this number.
Well, nobody called from here. I know that.
Well, I know it wasn't your voice, but I think maybe it was Mary.
Oh, I know. I don't think anybody called.
She was calling me up, and she was talking about her cats. And I just said, okay, it's St. Patrick's Day, and she's Irish, so she's probably drinking the Jameson.
No.
No, she's not drinking?
No.
So why is she calling me up, accusing me of being after her shillelagh?
No, I don't know.
Being after her Lucky Charm?
Where are you from?
Of Belle Plaine.
Oh, well, no.
I live on Meridian Avenue, and according to the caller ID, you do as well. So we must be nearby neighbors.
Maybe, I don't know who you are.
I don't think we've ever met before, unless you've seen me around town. Sometimes the local children poke fun at me because of my voice.
Yeah, well, I gotta go now, so thanks for calling.
They say that I have throat cancer because I smoke too much, but I never smoked in my life. But when I was a younger woman, I was in the circus, and I used to be a fire swallower.
Okay, they hung up on me. I need a concept. Let's call it Billy Murphy. See what happens. An old guy answered there. Let's try Ed. I seem to have the best luck with Ed because Ed is a far more believable voice. I know you guys love to hear Joe, except for No Bullshit. No Bullshit he maintains that the Joe voice never works, even though it almost always works. Because I'm that damn good of an actor. If I weren't so ugly, I should be an actor. I should be a cartoon actor, like video game voiceover. Hello, how are you doing, love?
Hey.
Is that William then?
Yeah.
William, how are you doing, you old hairy shillelagh?
Alright.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Thanks.
You're drinking a little bit of that green beer?
No,
And Jameson whiskey?
Yeah.
I apologize because I have been.
Good.
I'm also here in Barrington.
Good.
What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
My cats were acting up tonight, and maybe it's a full moon outside or something.
Perhaps.
William, why don't you ever call anymore? Hello?
I'm sorry, that's for bed.
Okay, what is going on? The cats are acting up like crazy tonight. Stop it! Not you, you're doing okay. Sebastian was on my lap for a minute, and then he went and laid down on the blanket, on the couch, and he's okay. But you're being loud. And your sister is jumping on that fucking cat tree, like banging it into the wall and tearing at it like it is trying to kill her back. What's your fucking problem? No. I see what you're doing. The cat's on the coffee table. He's sizing me up. He's looking at my bare legs. He's looking at my lap and looking at me in the eyes and looking at my lap and looking at me in the eyes. And I see his toes spread out and he's ready to, like, dig in. No, you're not jumping on my lap with those claws. Because you're too stupid to learn how to use your claws. Doesn't understand the difference between, like, jumping on my lap when I have jeans on. He can dig into the jeans and pull himself up. I know if I let him on my lap now, he's gonna dig right into the skin and try to pull himself up. And I'm gonna wind up with, like, 8 little holes all over my legs. You be quiet while Daddy's working. While Daddy's Daddy's at work calling up Peter and Anita Murphy. They're Irish as well. I like the fact that you took the effort to look up all Irish people. That shows you care. Or at least are aware.
Hello?
Hello, Anita. How are you doing, dear?
I'm good. Who's this?
This is Jill Rosenthal. I'm the old lady with throat cancer. I'm an acquaintance of Peter. Is he there, please?
He's not.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, that's right. You guys are Irish, so he's probably out at the bar drinking. Why aren't you drinking, dear? It's St. Patrick's Day.
So, who is this really?
My name is Jill Rosenthal. I'm the elderly woman right here in Long Beach. The one with throat cancer that all the children always make fun of because of my voice. So, Anita, what are you drinking tonight?
I can be hang up now. I don't know who I am.
No, don't hang up on me because I'm Jewish and you're Catholic. Don't be angry.
I'm angry.
But you are Catholic. Because you're Irish. What?
That's your business.
I'm a friend of Peter's.
I don't think so.
Well, how would you know? Maybe he never spoke to you
maybe
about
you'd like
me.
to call you back. How about that? Why don't I take phone number? And
He
call
helped
you
me.
back?
He helped me put my groceries in my car the other day because he saw
why
I
don't
was
you give me your
old.
phone number and then he can call you back.
Alrighty then. Do you have a pen?
I do.
My phone number. It's a cell phone number. It's 706-322-8185. And my name is
Okay.
what?
I'll tell Peter they called.
He's not there though.
Ooh, what a bitch. Okay, let's give Jill a rest. Maybe people are a little too suspicious of that voice. Because it does sound like a creeper, doesn't it? If you heard that voice on your phone, if I heard that voice on my phone, I would probably hang up right away. That reminds me, I noticed the other day I was harassing people on BlogTV, as I'm wont to do, as I often do. And I noticed that there's somebody on there who's like really, really, really bad at prank calls, and he has what he always says are paralyzed vocal cords. So he sounds like this. And he actually sounds like Joe. He sounds like a moderate version of Joe Rosenthal. So I went in there posing as somebody else and gave him my phone number, my actual real phone number. I said, call this guy who posted an ad on Craigslist that he likes to be peed on. So he called me up like trying to prank me, except that he only just started prank calling and he's really bad at it. So I totally like owned him and everything. And I think I have a recording of that somewhere. I don't know if I could find it quickly, but I did record it. Maybe I'll play it like next week. But anyway, next person I'm going to call is Lloyd and Lorene. And they're living in Columbus, Georgia. And their number is the one I just gave to the woman I just spoke to. I'm putting other people up to prank calling people just to be silly.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? Is that Lloyd?
Right.
Lloyd, how are you doing, you old hand fisher?
I'm hanging in there.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good, especially at your age. This is Ed Rosenthal. You remember me.
Who is that?
This is Ed Rosenthal visiting family back in Columbus for the holiday.
Oh.
A lot of my wife's family is Irish, so, you know, we come to visit and they get drunk on green beer and whiskey.
St. Patrick's Day.
Everybody, right. See, what are you drinking? You're Irish yourself.
That's right, Murphy.
So what are you drinking tonight?
I'm not drinking right now.
Why not? You're Irish.
I did yesterday.
Oh, you drank last night. And now you're too hungover to drink any of the hair of the dog.
Right.
You started too early. Listen, the reason why I'm calling is because I'm looking to party.
Oh.
I got a big-ass bottle of Jameson whiskey, the good stuff.
Yeah.
And a 12-pack of Guinness.
Yeah.
And I don't really know anyone in town besides you and Lorene, so I want to know if you guys want to party, celebrate. I brought some green food coloring so we can make some green beer so we vomit green tomorrow and have green diarrhea from all the drinking.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll be over there. You're still living there on Richmond Avenue?
Right.
I'm gonna be driving by there, so I'll stop by in like 10 minutes.
No,
and maybe we hang out for a while.
I'm already in bed.
Oh, come on! It's the holidays. You don't work tomorrow. You're retired, so
No.
you can sleep it off all day if you want.
No, I can't do it tonight.
Oh, well, I'm gonna make you. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm coming over there, and we're gonna go shot for shot like the old days.
No.
And then we're gonna get so drunk that your wife is gonna offer herself to both of us. But we're so old, and we're gonna be so drunk we won't be able to get it up anyway. So she's gonna have to use the kitchen table leg like last time.
I don't have a wife.
What happened to her? She died?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't hear.
2005.
Lorene is gone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you and I can get up to stuff together.
No, not tonight. I can't make it.
Once the bottle is empty, I can use it as a dildo on you. Or you can use it on me. But we gotta rinse it out first, otherwise that'll burn my tender, elderly butthole.
Yeah.
So I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
No, I can't do it tonight, man.
Oh, well, you only live once. Live it up. It's a holiday.
Yeah, I can't do it
St.
tonight.
Patrick would not be happy that you're not celebrating.
I can't do it tonight.
St. Patrick commands us as Irish folks to get drunk.
Yeah.
Because we're Irish, so that's what we do. We get drunk.
I can't do it tonight.
To be honest with you, I can't even remember who the hell St. Patrick's was. What did he do that made him a saint?
I don't know.
Is he the one that let all the rats out of Ireland? Or is that the Pied Piper or something?
I guess.
You don't even know.
No.
And you call yourself a hard-drinking Irishman.
No.
How's your liver doing?
Huh?
How is your liver?
My what?
Liver. You know the thing that filters all the Irish whiskey that we drink.
Oh. Well, I ain't had no complaints yet that I don't guess.
Okay, well, give me 10 minutes and I'll be over there. I'll be ringing the bell. You better answer the door.
No, I can't make it tonight.
Well, I'm old, but I can still creep in through a window.
Yeah, but I can't make it tonight.
Well, you ain't making nothing. I'm coming there. You don't gotta go nowhere. I'm bringing the party to you.
No, I'm already in bed.
We're gonna drink, and then we're gonna make some calls, and we're gonna order us some hookers over there.
No, we'll just hold off that.
Oh, couldn't you go for a good hooker tonight?
No.
It's on me. I'll pay.
No.
Because we're old, they're probably going to want more, but I'll pay. That's okay. I got the money.
No, I just can't do it tonight.
So what do you like? You like Asian girls still? Or you want yourself an Irish redhead girl? A St. Pauli girl?
No, I can't do it tonight.
Okay, how about tomorrow night?
But
How about I hop in the DeLorean and we do it last night? Okay, so then it's settled. I'm going to get the DeLorean up to 88, and we're going to go back in time, and we're going to do it tomorrow night. Or last night. You're confusing me.
yeah, but I can't do it tonight.
Lloyd, you're a tricky fucker.
I've already turned in.
Lloyd, let me ask you a personal question, if I can.
Yeah.
Being that we're so close. You still masturbate, or is your penis like a wet dish rag?
Probably like a dish rag.
When's the last time you got a good, hard, stiff boner?
Oh, sometimes you dream, damn.
Well, I know. You're talking about whiskey dick. I know when you're too drunk, you can't get it up no matter what, even if you're 20. I know that. They call that a whiskey dick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when's the last time you were able to maintain an erection?
Oh, I don't know.
It's been that long?
Been a while.
Would you say 10 years?
No, not 10 years.
5 years.
Probably 5.
And how old a guy are you now?
I'm 84.
84, so you haven't had a boner since you were 79?
Oh, yeah.
Holy Christ, I'll bring my Viagra. I'm gonna dip my Viagra in some green dye. We're gonna have some leprechaun pills. Green Viagra. We'll get that thing hard. We're gonna order some Chinese hookers, and they're gonna do the basket trick on us. On both of us.
Oh.
On the both of us.
Yeah.
We'll flip heads or tails to see who goes first. Because I was never a fan of sloppy seconds. Okay, well, Lloyd, you take care of yourself.
Okay, you too, man.
And God bless.
I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate you talking to me.
I appreciate you calling, too.
Okay, well, have a good night. God bless.
Okay, you too.
She had excuses and she chose to use them. She was a victim of unspeakable
Jeff?
What?
It's Hyperjeric.
Yeah, I know. What's up, Hyper?
What's going on, you fucking longhorn?
Oh, shut up.
What are you drunk, you fucker?
No.
What are you doing right now? You touching a little boy?
Yeah, buddy. I go up to the boy.
Do you want to box me?
No.
Why not? You scared?
Oh, yeah.
You fucking scared?
Yeah, what? What, you threatening me?
Yeah, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Oh, shut up.
Hey, Jeff.
Yo.
You ever want to hang out?
Where?
I go to a bar.
Well, we could be hanging out Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I know, but before that, like just you and I.
Where?
I don't know, go to a bar.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
Yo.
You ever do anything with a guy?
No.
Why?
Because it ain't happening, so don't even think about it.
Why not?
We're not going there, Eric.
You don't want to do anything with me?
No.
You want to hold me?
No.
Rub it on the phone.
What?
Rub your dick on the phone.
I ain't rub my dick phone.
Why?
Oh.
I love you. Come on. Hey, well, let's see on Valentine's Day. You want to share a hotel room?
No.
We can sleep nuts to butts.
No.
Nuts to butts.
That ain't even funny.
Can I rub your apple bag?
No, you can't.
Oh. Guess what I'm fucking doing right now?
What?
I'm rubbing it.
Yeah.
I'm rubbing little high pitch. Yeah, it feels good.
Okay, so?
Can you feel it, baby?
Oh, my God, you're...
Yeah. Hello?
And that was a prank call. It wouldn't be a St. Patrick's Day show if you did play some prank calls done to Jeff the Drunk from the Howard Stern Show, of course. And Saigon has asked me if I ever drank absinthe. No, I never drank absinthe. I think the absinthe that you buy now isn't real absinthe, just something that maybe tastes similar. But from what I hear and what I've read, like true absinthe is almost like LSD. Like it causes like hallucinations and shit like that, which would be awesome if I could try it. I'm not a big druggie, but I would definitely try true absinthe once. There are a lot of drugs in the world that I don't want to try because I know the outcome is bad, like heroin or crack, but there are a lot of drugs that I have tried in my life just once, just to see what they're like. I'm no angel. I can't even put on a number on how many times I ever smoked pot because I was a pot fiend for many, many years. I only quit smoking pot maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Up until that point, I was pretty much getting high every day on weed for at least 10 years, at least. From the age of 20 to my mid-30s, I was pretty much high every day. I used to smoke weed on the air here. I used to have what I would call a group smoking moment where I would play trippy music while I went off and smoked a bong or did a couple hits off of a metal pipe or something, glass pipe, something like that, whatever. I tried mushrooms once in my life. They were okay. I hate mushrooms, and I hate the taste of them, so when I took them, I took the dried out mushrooms, and I put them on Doritos, and then I ate the Dorito with the mushroom together to drown out the taste of the mushrooms. And I tripped, but I had a bad trip because I was with, I had brought a friend of mine, actually it was, Drunk Bill was with me, and he was pissed off because I bought some shrooms, but I only bought enough for me, and they didn't have enough to sell for him, so he was pissed off that I was tripping and he wasn't. And he laid a huge complex on me and being a douchebag and a dick about it. And I tried LSD a couple times. The best time I did LSD, okay, now I'm going to tell you a funny story now. The best time I did LSD was when I met this, creepy drug dealer. I was working as a manager at Domino's Pizza. I was 18 years old. And this, stoned out, druggy guy came in. And he was talking about acid. I was like, okay, acid, do you know where I can get some? And he's like, oh, do I know? There's a huge party tonight. Just show up and they charge you $5 a hit. It only takes you one hit to trip. And, so I invited, again, Drunk Bill with me. We both showed up at this nice house, in the woods, near the woods, in Danbury, Connecticut. And he bought some trips, and I bought some trips. We took them at the same time, but we had completely different reactions. Bill got all weird, crazy, troublemaking, stupid, and I just got really introverted and mellow. And what freaked us both out, I think, is that it was a party, and neither of us knew anybody there. And for some reason, everybody there at the party liked me, because I was calm, I was quiet, I was polite, because that's the kind of person that I am. And Bill was loud and obnoxious. And I'll never forget, I took the acid, and then they ran out of beer. And I took the acid maybe 15 minutes before. And they ran out of beer, and they're like, someone needs to go to the liquor store and get more beer. And I didn't have to pay. They had the money, but they needed the ride because they were already tripping, so they couldn't drive. And pretty much halfway on my way to the liquor store, I started like really tripping bad, like peaking. Like I was physically having a hard time concentrating on the road in front of me because my eyes were distracted by like the leaves and limbs of trees like weaving in and out of each other as I'm driving. And I was like, to everybody, I was like, tell me if I'm driving fucked up because I can't even tell. And I was able to make it to the liquor store and back again without causing an accident or getting pulled over or anything. So knock on wood for that. And then the party commences. And then I start peeking and I get really introspective and I just want to be alone. I don't know these people. I don't feel comfortable there. So I'm just sitting on the porch by myself. And the other people are coming up to me. They're like, you know, you're kind of cool. You keep to yourself, you're quiet, you're not rude. Your friend in there in the meantime is in there being like loud and obnoxious. And I was like, okay, well, the only reason why I invited him is because I didn't feel safe, like tripping in a place where I don't know anyone at all. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. And Drunk Bill runs out of alcohol, and he decides, like, while he's, like, totally tripping on acid, he decides that he wants to drive to the liquor store by himself. We each went in our separate cars. So Bill decides that he wants to leave and go get more alcohol, except that he's tripping and he can't possibly drive. So there's a car parked behind him in the driveway, and he just, like, floors it and, like, backs right into the guy's truck. And so the truck that he backed into was owned by this big, fat, burly, like, southern hick type. And he just pulls him out of the car and punches him, like, right in the face, knocking his 2 front teeth backwards. He didn't knock them out, but he knocked them backwards. And so all throughout the party, like, Bill is being a dick to me. Like, he's tripping, so he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm, like, mellowing out. I'm just sitting on the swing on the porch with, like, somebody else from the party, and we're talking about, like, nothing important. And he comes up to me, like, after he got punched in the face. Well, before he got punched in the face, he comes up to me and he says, I don't need you anymore. I have a new friend. Because he's off on his whole trip. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't really like you that much anyway. And then he tries to drive away, and he gets his teeth knocked out, or almost knocked out. And I'll finish the story in several months, because I need to go take a look. It's hard for me to concentrate when I know I've got piss in me that wants to come out.
Don't you worry about tomorrow, it will be alright. Feel no sorrow, I'm right by your side. We're in it together, trust is the case. Blood brothers forever, that's the thing. I got your back, and you got mine. This friendship equals quality and hard come
And I'm back. And so, where I left off, I'm tripping balls, as they say, and I'm just mellowing out on the porch, on the porch swing, talking to other people I've never met before from the party, and everybody is, like, nice and complimentary towards me, like, they're all tripping too, and they're like, you seem like a normal, mellow guy, but your friend is in there, like, acting a freak. And he tries to drive away, but because he's so fucked up, he can't even see right. So he backs right into this big, fat, redneck guy's pickup truck. And I'm talking like a good, 320-pound guy with, the whole, red beard and everything. Like a red-headed stepchild. And the guy, as soon as he sees that he backed into his truck and he's continuing to try to back around him and fucking his truck up more, he just runs over, drags the guy out, drags Drunk Bill out through the driver's side door, and punches him once square in the face. And I saw it happen, and I thought it was funny, because 20 minutes before, Drunk Bill had come up to me saying, "Oh, I don't need you anymore, I have new friends here." And I was like, okay, whatever, I didn't really like you much anyway. The only reason why I invited you is that at least you would be somebody dumb enough to come with me, and familiar enough that I wouldn't, freak out that I'm, around total strangers. So then I'm back on the porch. After I saw what happened, I went back to the porch. I'm like, I don't care, I don't want to hear about it. My car is fine, he didn't back into me. And he comes up to me, and he says, I need to go to the hospital. And I said, why do you need to go to the hospital? You have new friends now, they can drive there. And then he opens his mouth wide so that I can see, his teeth are, pushed backwards. His two front teeth are, pushed backwards. He says, look at me, I need to go to the hospital now. And I said, well, call an ambulance. But he insisted that I drive him to the hospital. And so even though I'm tripping on acid, I was able to back my way down the driveway, around all the other cars, without hitting anybody, and drive him to the emergency room, where he eventually ended up losing both teeth. So his two front teeth are now, fake, screwed in, what are they called, dental appliances. His two front teeth are fake now because they eventually turned black and died. And while we were at the hospital, his attending surgeon was the father of a girl that he had dated maybe only 6 months before. A girl that I ended up dating maybe 5 or 6 years later. And I remember I'm waiting so that I can drive him back to his car, after he sobers up. World's worst trip. You never want to be in a hospital while you're tripped, because that's horrible. Because there's people there that have cut fingers off with chainsaws or band saws, or people that are bleeding and putting pressure on places that would otherwise be spewing blood. And I'm sitting there in the waiting room, and I'm like, oh my god, just trying to ignore everybody and pretend I'm reading a magazine when all I'm really thinking about is that guy over there just cut 2 fingers off with a chainsaw. Nunu says, veneers go on top of the existing tooth. No, he did the thing where they had to, drill a hole into your gum, and they screw in, a fake ceramic tooth. That's what he eventually had to have done. Which is very, very expensive. Dentures would have been cheaper, but I guess he had some kind of insurance at the time, so, he only paid 20%, So to this day, he has fake teeth. But I remember the doctor came to me and he says, oh, he has to pee. And I said, okay, so let him pee. He's like, no, he can't really do it on his own. And I'm like, okay, well, that's your job. And the doctor's like, no. The doctor refused to, help him pee. So the doctor, brings me back, to the emergency room and says, help him pee. I'm like, how do I help him pee? And the doctor, looks at me square in the face. And he's like, put his penis in the jug. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I actually had to put Drunk Bill's penis, his little Japanese-sized baby penis, into a jug so that he could pee.
I apologize. I love your lips, I love
Please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, that was me trying to call Madeline and Stephen Murphy. That didn't work because the machine hung up on me for trying to hack it. The next people on the list are Maureen, Henry Kelly. Don't give me shit now. I'm still pissed off somebody pissed on my pants the other day.
Hello?
Oh, hello. How are you doing, dear? Is that Maureen?
Hello?
Maureen, how are you doing, dear?
Hello?
No, Maureen.
What the fuck are you doing? Calling again.
Yes?
Hello, Maureen. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes?
My phone is messing up. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
just tried to call, but I guess you couldn't hear me.
Yes, I said hello, but I didn't know who was there.
Right. You couldn't hear me
who is
because
it?
my phone is messed up.
Oh.
Is Henry there?
No, who is this?
My name is Maurice Rosenthal, and I was calling for Henry.
No, Henry's in a nursing home.
Oh, you really did put him away, huh?
Well, he had Alzheimer's and put him away. He had to go.
Last time I talked, you had spoken about that might be like an inevitable possibility,
Oh,
but I didn't
well,
realize things were that bad.
Yeah.
Is there a number for the nursing home where I can get a hold of him?
I don't know. I don't have it. I'm fast asleep. You just woke me up.
You put him in a nursing home, you don't even know a contact number?
12:30. Where are you calling from?
From right here in Newtown.
Oh, what do you want to talk to Henry for at 12:30 at night?
Oh, that's between Henry and I.
Well, I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate being woke up, and I think probably
It's only 12:30, dear.
It's 12:30 at night.
Right, it's only 12:30.
It's only 12:30. I've been in bed for
It's
an
not.
hour.
It's not
Well,
like I'm calling at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, basically, to me, it's the same thing.
Right, because we're old.
Okay, what do you want? You call Henry in the morning at the nursing home, wish.
Okay, so give me the number and I will.
I don't have the number. I'm in bed.
How can you put your husband in a nursing home and not have a contact number?
I don't have it. I have it, but I don't intend to get up right now and get it for you, quite honest. I haven't a clue who you are.
You're
and
living in. Well, Henry knows me.
What? How would he know you?
We go way back for many, many years. We were friends. We went to high school together.
Where?
Right here.
He didn't go to high school in Newtown.
No, in Connecticut.
No, he's from New York.
Right. Right on the border. The New York-Connecticut border.
No. I think you have the wrong Henry, maybe.
Is this Maureen Kelly?
Yes.
I was looking for Henry Kelly.
Okay, well, Henry Kelly's in a nursing home with Alzheimer's.
So even if I did get a hold of him, he probably wouldn't remember.
No, it wouldn't make any sense. He wouldn't know who you are. I can't hold.
How bad is he?
Very bad.
Really? Like, does he remember you?
No, sometimes, on and off.
Oh, really?
Most time, no.
That's very sad. When my father came down with Alzheimer's, I asked him once who he thought I was, and he told me that I was Leon, a black friend of his that he had in the 70s. Like, he had no comprehension that I was his own son.
Oh, I know. It's very, very sad.
Very sad when that happens.
Yeah,
That people
it
lose
is.
their minds so bad.
Yes.
So you guys have kids together?
Yes.
Does he remember them?
No, not really. You know.
Oh,
He
that's
doesn't know.
very sad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's all, I'd like to go back to sleep again.
Okay, I'll call you
And-
tomorrow, and then maybe you can give me the number where I can contact him, and just at least try. Maybe he'd like to hear an old voice.
I don't know.
Maybe he
know
won't
who you
remember
are.
me, maybe he will. You never know. When it comes to
he didn't live
Alzheimer's...
here. He lived more down in New York City.
Mhm.
So he certainly didn't go to high school here.
Maybe when he hears my voice, it'll bring back a memory or something. You never know what will trigger a memory in an Alzheimer's person.
Oh, God.
You sound like you've totally given up.
I've given up on you. It's going on 1 o'clock, 12:30, and I'm not in the habit of talking to strange people at 12:30 at night.
Why do you keep saying 1? It's 12:32.
Well, whatever it is, I don't know who the devil you are.
Right,
but,
because we've never met before. My name is Maurice Rosenthal.
So you said, right.
And my grandfather was a friend of Henry's, and my grandfather has recently fallen very ill, so he wanted me to talk to Henry and give his final condolences before he completely loses his mind, as Henry has, apparently.
I don't know.
So you're living in Newtown?
Yes.
That's a very expensive town.
Yeah. Where are you calling from? Newtown?
No, I'm calling from New Milford.
Oh. Okay. Well, if that's all, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm got me quite upset calling you this hour of the night.
Well, I'm sorry to upset you.
Okay. Good night.
But don't be upset.
No. Good night.
What are you wearing, dear?
Good night.
Something frilly and sexy? Well, that went nowhere. Okay, I do have to pee, but I'll hang in there for a couple more calls before I do. And then come 1 o'clock, we're going to go to the UK and do some UK wake-up calls because Nunu and Lonesome Loser are working hard for UK wake-up ideas and numbers, so we don't want their work to be for naught. Next person on my list is James Kelly. I have a question for Max Velocity.
Hello?
Hello, James Kelly. How are you doing there?
Who are you?
This is me, Max Velocity from Sterling, Virginia. How are you doing there? I'm sorry to call you so late, but you know, I wouldn't call so late. It wasn't so terribly important.
Yeah, hurry with it quickly.
Okay, no reason to be so short. But listen, Loretta was frying some chicken today, and there was a flare-up. She burnt off her eyebrow and nearly most of her face. So we're going to need you to come into work early tomorrow. Hello. You're already up. I'm going to call him right back once. Loretta's always burning.
Sit back. You goddamn well take my name off of your sheet.
No, this is James Kelly from Sterling, Virginia.
I know, and I've got your number too, and if you don't take my name off of that sheet, I'm going to,
Okay, well, tell me my number so I'm sure you've got it right.
Who the hell are you, goddammit? Get the hell off of the goddamn phone. It's too late for solicitation calls.
I'm not trying to sell you anything. I've got nothing to sell. I'm trying to tell you, dear poor Loretta has burnt her face off while trying to fry some chicken. So we need you to come in here tomorrow. Cover her hours.
God damn it. Who the hell are you?
This is Max Velocity.
Yes, I know. From an 888 number.
It shouldn't be, dear.
Jesus Christ. If you're going to continue to call here, I'll just take the phone off the hook. So let's just do that.
So, James, you're not coming into work early tomorrow? I love being cursed out by people. You know, it's the simple things in life that make you happy. For me, it's people cursing me out. But anyway, like I said, I do have to go pee, so listen to the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
I'll let you in on how I'm feeling. You've got a lot of nerve. You'll get what you deserve. Granted, this feeling's unappealing. I'm bitter, I'll admit. And now I've gotta deal with it. Just one more thing, okay? It's so sad to say. It's so sad to say. What we had is gone away. You could say it's sad. Think of what we could have had. I'll let you out without resistance. Parting this way is not the way we ever thought. In fact, I always thought we'd go the distance. But we went nowhere quick. So sad it makes me sick. Just one more thing, okay? It's so sad to say. It's so sad to say. What we had's gone away. You could say it's sad. Think of what we could have had. Animosity has got the best of me. It's been feeding off the sadness deep inside me. That'll fade, I pray. And in time it will, I know. So far it's fading slow. Just one more thing, okay? It's so sad to say. It's so sad to say. What we had is gone away. Think of what we could have had. So sad to say.
And we're back, and we're going to go overseas earlier than expected tonight. So, Lonesome Loser, if you're listening, the last person I called was James E. Kelly. So, you can save the rest of the numbers for next week. In the meantime, I'm scrolling down until I get to UK calls, and there's a lot of numbers I did get to tonight. I'm sorry about that. But Lonesome Loser always provides ample numbers, just in case they don't go well. So we have Wagons and Horses on Pinkney's Green, Maidenhead, England. Wagons and Horses. Is that, that must be some kind of inn or something. Kathy Eubank, a woman answered. Care Home, a woman answered. R.W. Good, a garden designer. B. Webb, a plasterer. These are all English people, by the way. The Elizabeth Fenton School, some old lady who gives dance classes. Brian Foster Smith Photography, a woman answered. And Kathy Newbound, member of the council of the Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead. Whatever the hell that means. Like that means anything to anyone from the U.S. Talbot Windows. I need some new windows. And Nunu had said something, so let me scroll back to what he said. In the news in the UK this week, there was a story where someone found a huge bag of porn DVDs dumped in some nice suburban street. The movies have great titles. Me and Lonesome Loser are looking for numbers of people living on the street. Call from the National Pornographic Association and accuse people of dumping the porn. Maybe if that goes nowhere, assume they have the porn and try to get them to give you some of the DVD. And he leaves a link to his story here, so let me copy the shortcut, and I'll paste it here and see what this story is. Shocked homeowners find hundreds of copies of pornographic DVD Big Knockers dumped in their leafy street. Another batch of 50 DVDs called Mucky's Dipstick were also found. Mucky's Dipstick. Now let me do my newscaster voice. Shocked homeowners woke to find their well-to-do residential street had been littered with more than 100 filthy pornographic DVDs. Around 100 copies of the 18-rated film called Big Knockers were dumped on the tree-lined street and spread along the verge and pavement. Another batch of around 50 explicit DVDs called Mucky's Dipsticks was also found lying in clear view around 500 yards away. Shocked residents quickly gathered up the discs in a bid to stop children from seeing them as they walked to a nearby school, but many had already been scattered as early morning traffic drove over them. In Pinky's Road, Maidenhead, Berkshire, information security expert Graham Mann said he was baffled as to why they were left outside the homes he shares with his wife. He said, "My neighbors came over and told me a large number of dubious DVDs called Big Knockers had been left outside my house. They were all rated 18, so it was clear they were not going to contain photographs of door furniture. We scooped them all up and handed them over to the police, but I think some passers-by had already taken a copy for the private collection. My wife put one of the discs into our DVD player and informs me it is a film about 3 women with rather large breasts. The other DVD, called Mucky's Dipstick, had a chap with his trousers down who was clearly ready to get it on with a young woman. Sue didn't get past the title screen on either disc, and I haven't seen any of them. We are not easily shocked, but I'm sure some people would find them quite filthy. It's a well-to-do, respectable area with elderly residents who would be appalled by the contents. Sue, 51, was worried they might be picked up by children as they walk past the house to school. She said, "We've all a bit of a giggle over it. It's kind of funny but serious at the same time." The discs stop traffic at times as drivers who were oblivious to the nature tried to avoid running them over. Sue said she did not recognize the 3 ladies in the footage. It is presumed that the other Big Knockers discs feature the same content, although they have not all been viewed. It is not known where the disc came from or why they were dropped in the street. Thames Valley Police spokesman Chris Kearney said, "They are not the sort of disc we want lying around in the street. We collected them from the road where they were dumped, but nobody has come forward to claim, so they will be destroyed. There's no suggestion at this time that they were stolen or that any crime has been committed." I made it through the whole story. All newspaper articles should be read in this voice. Yeah, I love doing that voice. Okay, so I'm supposed to call people. They were in the vicinity of this place, and I'm going to accuse them of dumping the porn. Muckies, dipsticks, and what was the other one? Something about big boobs. Let me go back. I shouldn't have closed it out already. I should go back and leave it open so I can reference it. Something about big boobs. Busty something. Muckies, dipsticks. And what were the other ones called? Muckies, dipsticks. That's and big knockers. That's it. Big knockers. Yeah, New News emphatically telling me big knockers. I already went back and looked, and I found. Okay, so we're going to accuse people of leaving muckies, dipsticks, and big knockers all over the street. What street was it? Let me go back at the story and look again. What street was it? Shocked homeowners. What street was it? It may not be. I'm sure. Pinckney's Road in Maidenhead, Berkshire. Okay, Pinckney's Road. See, I have to have all my facts straight when I'm going to accuse people of dumping porn all over my street. Yes, Nunu, thank you for your help. Nunu's emphatically trying to help. Not realizing that he has a 2-minute delay, and by the time he gives me the answer, I've already found the answer. Okay, so we have Talbot Windows is apparently some kind of business on Pinckney's Road. And they're probably closed by now, but I'll give them a chance. How much would you pay for me to read all news with that stupid voice? I should be a newscaster, just reading news in a stupid hoi polloi voice. Let's call it Pinckney's Windows. Whatever they were called. Talbot Windows.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? I'm sorry to call you so early. This is Officer Rosenthal, calling to investigate the crime yesterday with the porno DVDs dumped all over the road in front of your place there.
Right.
We've received it on good authority that they came from there.
From where?
Perhaps some of them were filmed there at Talbot Windows. People who've viewed the DVDs claim that they recognized the location, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
You're having a laugh, are you?
What? What was that?
You're having a laugh.
What?
You know what time it is?
It's very early, but you know,
Very
they say
early.
the early bird gets the worm. It's nearly 6 in the morning, so wakey, eggs and bacon.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about DVDs at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Why not? Because you're the pornographer who dumped them all over the street?
Well, I don't think so, but...
I personally had the pleasure of viewing the DVD, especially the Big Knockers one.
Yeah.
And you can clearly recognize in the background your establishment there.
What's the establishment like then?
Talbot Windows.
What's the establishment
The place
like?
with all the windows and the sign out front that says Talbot.
No.
Is
We've got
clearly
a
in the
place
video.
like that.
So I want to know what you know about it. Who shot the video and who dumped them there where children may pick them up as they pass by.
No, I want to know who you are.
Oh, well, I'm quite suspicious of you because you're being evasive.
No, you are.
Are you one of the people in the video?
No.
Well,
I
obviously
think
you're not
you
one
are.
of the ones with the big knockers.
Yeah, I think you're a dirty old man who's phoning people up at all sorts of hours. Try and put the
I'm
blame
trying to
on them.
investigate. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this because there's been such a public outcry.
No, there hasn't.
Of course there is. Well, maybe you don't know, but I'm the one fielding the calls here, down at the department.
The director from where?
What?
What department are you in?
The Department of Pornographic Research.
Pornographic what?
Research.
No, there's no such department.
Of course there is. It was set up just to investigate this crime.
Well, I'm going to investigate you.
Are you mucking...
Because I think you're a nonce.
A what?
Nonce. You know what a nonce is?
A
It's
homosexual.
nonsense. Yes.
Right. See, that's why I'm so offended, because I don't like big knockers.
No.
No, of course not.